5 days, what does it mean to you? How do you deal with that idea?
Well, this has been a long journey, and I think the main thing you say to yourself is that when the polls close on Tuesday, you don't want to say to yourself, here's something I didn't do. Here's an argument I didn't make. Here's a hand I didn't shake. You want to make sure that you're leaving it all on the field. And especially now, because as I'm traveling around, people have invested so much in this campaign, and people are going through such a tough time. I mean, as I was going through this rope line, guy says, just lost my job. Woman says, I just lost my health care. Another woman says, I'm losing my house. And one of the things that you develop over the course of a campaign like this is just an accumulation of all these stories. And you say to yourself, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get everything right away, but I sure want to make sure that I'm working as hard as I can if I'm given the opportunity to help these folks.
The presidential campaign is the greatest job interview in the world.
What's that like? What do you pick up watching Bill Clinton?
I think that he always respects his audience. If you notice Bill Clinton, one of the things that he's so good at is he will break down an argument for people in a very common sense way, but he assumes that he can make a complicated argument about the financial system or what have you, and ordinary people can understand it. He doesn't talk down to people, and that, I think, always makes a difference.
If you make the decision based on who can best get us out of the ditch, who's got the best philosophy, the best positions, the best ability, and the best judgment, I think it's clear. The next president of the United States should be, and with your help, will be Senator Barack Obama.
You had real questions about the senator, but tonight you're out there in full force. What was the change?
Well, Hillary was my first choice, but we always said, I said in the first caucus states that if she didn't win, and he did, that I would support him, and we have. Hillary's done more than 65 events. I had to go back to work, and so I've only done about 30, but I'm working hard here, and I'm going to some places that a lot of people don't think we can carry. I think we can.
A lot of similarities to 92 and now in terms of how he's positioned in you. What do you think the key is to closing it out?
Don't change the subject. Don't let people forget what it's about. Don't let them grow complacent because momentarily the price of oil dropped, or because we haven't had a total financial collapse. Remind people that most Americans are still in trouble, and we have to modernize this economy for the 21st century so it works for ordinary people. Keep it on that.
What did you have to keep telling yourself those last few days in 92? To keep yourself focused, to keep yourself in it. When everybody was saying you're there, what did you have to tell yourself?
I had to keep saying, first of all, I was a new kid on the block, just like him. And they were raising questions about me, and I just had to say, I'm giving this election back to the people. Every day I'd say, go out there and give it back to them, give it back to them, trust them, trust them. And I think that's clearly what he's trying to do. And if you look at this vast crowd tonight, a lot of these people they've been following this campaign a long time. They're not here just for cheap thrills. They're here because they want to be part of a movement to make America better.
Was it a mistake for Biden to say someone's going to test him in the first 6 months?
I don't know. I think that, look, Senator Biden, one of the reasons that he's going to be a good vice president is that he is candidate sometimes to a fault. But I was tested. But the main thing is, I think he's got the judgment to respond to this in the right way, and he's proved in the way he's handled his financial crisis that he can look at a really tough problem, go get the best advice he can, and then work his way through to a good answer. And I think that he'll do that no matter what comes up. One of the things we know, whoever gets elected president is going to be tested repeatedly over the next 4 years in one way or the other.
Could you imagine a tougher situation to come into as president?
It's a very tough situation, but he's got good advisors, he's got a fine mind, he's got a good grasp of this, and he's told us pretty much what he's going to do, and from my point of view, it's the right thing to do.
Few people understand this situation better than you, but when you get to see a man out with the people in a situation like this, now you have. What did you learn about Barack Obama that you didn't know before?
Well, I watched him. First of all, I had never sat on the stage with him. So I liked one thing I saw, which is that he didn't just read that speech. He's got that teleprompter up there to remind him more than anything else. not to forget to discuss certain points. And I can tell you that's important, because when you get to this point in the presidential election, you're a lot tireder than you let on. He looked great up there tonight, but I know what he must be feeling like.
I really just have 2 words for you tonight. 6 days.
But I liked it that he riffed that speech. That is, he spoke not just from the text, but from the heart. And I saw him, tired when he got here, draw strength from looking into those people's eyes. And I think that when you get this close, particularly if you run a people's campaign as he has, and as I try to, you draw enormous strength from the character and the hopes and the dreams of the people you see out there. And you don't want to let them down. And these people gave him strength. That's what you want in a president, somebody who draws that out of the American people. Because when they see that they get strength from a leader, that they give a leader strength, then it makes them optimistic, it makes them hopeful. And that's how I see Senator Obama. I think he's going to bring us together and bring us back.
Mr. President, thank you so much.
Thank you.